The movie opens up with Johnny English, a good-hearted, well-intentioned, but clumsy MI7 agent, who dreams of being one of the most trusted and successful agents of the British agency. Currently, he does a desk job at MI7 headquarters and helps brief the agency's top agent, Agent 1, in his missions. Johnny aspires to be smart, intelligent, and stylish like Agent 1, and also tries to copy his styles. When Agent 1 arrives at the office, Johnny provides him with the files and information about his next mission and mentions that he has double-checked all the information sources. In the next scene, it's shown that Agent 1 has died in a submarine accident, which was caused due to Johnny unintentionally providing him with wrong information. Soon, all agents of the country gather for Agent 1's funeral, and Johnny is given the task to guard the perimeter from possible invasion or attacks. Despite Johnny and his secretary, Bao, keeping an eye on everything around, two henchmen cleverly invade the place and implant a bomb, which causes an explosion right at the spot where all the agents have gathered, killing each one of them. Following this, the Prime Minister of the country urges the head of the British agency, Pegasus, to find another agent capable of completing Agent 1's secret mission. Having no other agents alive, Pegasus recommends Johnny to complete the mission. The next day, Johnny reaches the MI7 headquarters in style, just like Agent 1, and signs the papers as a newly appointed agent. Here, Johnny unknowingly picks a metal pen and clicks it twice, causing the secretary of Pegasus to get knocked out and fall to the floor. After that, Johnny meets with Pegasus, who provides him with all the information required for the secret mission and suggests he handle it with the utmost carefulness and sincerity. While Pegasus is briefing Johnny about the mission, he can be seen looking at the knocked-out secretary rather than noting the details of the mission. Pegasus also mentions that the safest place for the restoration of the crown jewels is being sponsored by one of the most successful billionaires from France, Pascal Savage. Later, he informs Johnny that he's been assigned to look after the security of the place during its opening ceremony, happening the other night, as they suspect that someone is planning to steal the jewels during the ceremony. The scene then shifts to the London Tower, where the restoration ceremony is being held. Johnny arrives there with Bao and inquires about the situation of the security around Tower. In the meantime, he notices a beautiful lady, Lorna Campbell, and approaches her to have a chat. While they're talking, Savage also arrives there, but Johnny fails to recognize him and treats him like a waiter. Suddenly, the power of the whole tower goes out, and everyone inside starts to panic, with everyone running around. Johnny accidentally hits the deputy head of Royal Security with a wine bottle and knocks him out. After the power comes back, to cover his mistakes, Johnny pretends to have seen a suspect running away and fights with him while inside a room. Unfortunately, when he unveils the crown jewels, they are not in their place and are already stolen. The next day, Johnny is belittled by Pegasus for not being able to take care of the security of the place and suggests he find out the thief as soon as possible. At the same time, one sketch artist arrives there and asks Johnny to provide him with the facial information of the suspect that Johnny saw running away during the ceremony. Having to cover himself, Johnny gives false information about the suspect, making the sketch artist come up with a very unusual face. In the next scene, Johnny returns back to the Tower of London along with Bao to investigate how the thieves gained access to the place and stole the jewels. Despite a big hole on the floor right behind him, Johnny does not notice it and starts theorizing the possible ways that the thief might have used to steal the jewels. Later, after noticing the hole, Johnny and Bao follow the tunnel and reach a place where the two thieves, Dieter and Klaus, are storing the jewels in a coffin. Johnny and Bao confront the thieves, but unfortunately, when Johnny presses the trigger of his pistol, parts of it fall on the floor, giving the thieves enough time to smoke the place and drive away. Johnny and Bao decide to follow them, and when they find their car being towed, they take the tow truck. I can honestly tell you haven't hit that subscribe button. Just press it, please. They take the tow truck to chase the thieves. After a bit of a chase, Johnny suspects that the thieves are at a funeral, planning to bury the jewels inside a coffin. Hence, he gate crashes a real funeral and inquires the people about their role in the robbery. Fortunately, Bao comes to his aid disguising himself as a doctor from the Lunatic Response Unit, and claims Johnny to be an escaped mental patient. In the following scene, Dieter and Klaus arrive at Savage's headquarters and hand him the crown jewels. Here, it's revealed that Savage is the one who planned the robbery of the jewels and is now eyeing to take over the throne of England. He also orders his men to eliminate Johnny. I can honestly tell you haven't hit that subscribe button. Just press it, please, as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Johnny and Bao arrive at the MI7 headquarters and tell Pegasus that they suspect Savage of stealing the jewels. Pegasus cannot believe that Johnny is suspecting the one who built the secure restoration place for the jewels. So he asks Johnny to keep Savage away from his investigation. Despite Pegasus's orders, Johnny discusses a plan to invade Savage's headquarters with Bao. Suddenly, they're attacked by Klaus, who opens fire on them, but the duo manages to escape from there unharmed. On their way, Johnny notices the bike, which was following the thieves earlier, parked in front of a restaurant. As a result, he decides to stop there and enters the restaurant to find the owner of the bike. Inside, he meets with Lorna, who makes him eat sushi and distracts him, giving her ample time to drive away from there on her bike. At night, Johnny and Bao can be seen inside a plane, following their plan to invade Savage's headquarters and find some evidence against them. Bao briefs Johnny about the identical buildings present at the spot and the techniques for entering it, but Johnny dismisses him, saying that he doesn't need any explanations. Soon, Bao lands on Savage's building's roof, while Johnny lands on a hospital building identical to that of Savage's. After finding out his mistake, Johnny walks out of the hospital and joins Bao to enter Savage's building. After a while, they find Savage, a descendant of Charles Edward Stuart, aiming to seize the throne by impersonating the Archbishop of Canterbury. I can honestly tell you haven't hit that subscribe button. Just press it, please. Soon, they enter Savage's office and, through a video playing there, get to know about his evil plans to become a king and ruin the country of England. Suddenly, Dieter arrives there, but Johnny manages to take control of him, injecting him with a muscle-relaxing serum. Sadly, Johnny also injects himself in the process, making him unable to speak or control his body. While Johnny is struggling on the floor, two other men enter the room and point guns at Johnny and Bao. Fortunately, Lorna comes to their rescue and knocks the men down, revealing herself to be an Interpol officer from Paris, who has been tracking Savage's actions for months. In the next scene, Johnny suggests they tell everything to Pegasus, who is currently attending Savage's party in the same building. At the party, Johnny behaves strangely because of the muscle relaxant. But before he and Bao can approach Pegasus and tell him everything, Savage approaches him first and informs him about Johnny and Bao invading his building without permission and assaulting some of his staff. Hearing this, Pegasus gets angry at Johnny and dismisses him from the case and also suspends him for 3 months. Johnny can do nothing about this and sadly returns home. Seeing Johnny being suspended without any fault, Lorna also feels sad for him. Following this, Savage abandons his plan to employ the false archbishop for the crowning ceremony and sends his henchmen to abdicate Queen Elizabeth II, making her sign an agreement where she states Savage to be the next heir to the throne. Meanwhile, Lorna, now in command of Agent One's secret mission, pays a visit to Johnny's house and persuades him to accompany her to Savage's French castle. She also mentions that Savage is planning something big, meeting with 13 of the most wanted criminals from all around the world. In the evening, Johnny and Lorna try to enter Savage's castle without getting spotted by the security guards. Johnny decides to enter through a sewage opening, while Lorna climbs a ladder to get into the building. Johnny arrives at the washroom area, covered in sewage and stinking. Soon, Lorna and Johnny meet and overhear Savage's meeting with globally recognized criminals. Here, they learn that Savage is intending to turn England into the world's largest prison. Hearing this, Johnny gets enraged and discusses his plan with Lorna to arrest Savage. However, Johnny mistakenly triggers a microphone while discussing this, leading Savage to hear about their plans. In the next scene, Johnny jumps in front of Savage and threatens him to surrender. He also attempts to get the DVD containing Savage's evil plans, but it gets exchanged, and he keeps the wrong one. Right then, when Johnny walks towards Savage, he gets surrounded by Savage's men, and Lorna is also captured. Both of them are tied together and held prisoners inside one of the castle rooms. The next day, while Savage is preparing for his coronation, Bao somehow manages to enter the castle and rescues Lorna and Johnny. After that, they rush towards the place where Savage's coronation is being held. Fortunately, Johnny reaches there in time and approaches Savage, disguising himself as a bishop of England. He tries to tell everyone about Savage's real intentions, but somehow fails to prove them. He also attempts to show that the archbishop present there is fake, but becomes embarrassed after realizing that he is genuine. In the meantime, Klaus tries to secretly shoot Johnny, but is stopped by Lorna. Following this, Johnny asks Bao to play the DVD as his final evidence. Surprisingly, when Bao plays the DVD, it turns out to be about Johnny dancing to a song in his bathroom. Seeing this, Johnny tries to sneak out from the place. Later, while the archbishop is about to put the crown on Savage's head, Johnny swings over him, holding a rope, and snatches the crown from the archbishop's hand. Enraged, Savage takes out his gun and starts shooting at Johnny, compelling him to drop the crown. When the archbishop again attempts to crown Savage, Johnny falls from the rope, replacing Savage on the throne, causing the archbishop to crown him as the new king. As soon as he becomes king, Johnny orders MI7 officers to arrest Savage. In the last scene, Johnny returns the throne to Queen Elizabeth II in exchange for a knighthood. Savage's destiny remains unknown, although a radio presenter speculates that if he's found guilty of high treason, he may be executed. While Savage awaits trial for high treason, Johnny and Lorna take a romantic trip to southern France. When Johnny stops the car and leans toward Lorna to kiss her, he accidentally pressing a button in his advanced car and ejecting her out. I can honestly tell you haven't hit that subscribe button. Just press it, please. The movie ends with Lorna landing in a swimming pool where Bao is enjoying his vacation. That was all from the movie.